Welcome everyone to Maverick Mondays, and we're here talking about how not to have a comfortable life, or why you absolutely never want to have a comfortable life. All too often, people talk about having that great life, having that life of their dreams, and they talk about being in a comfortable space where they want that comfortable life of, and their vision is lap of luxury, and their vision is to have just joy and happiness and abundance in their world. Only the truth of the matter is that when you're driving for the comfortable life, you're driving in the wrong direction. That's right. A comfortable life is the curse of a great life. A comfortable life is the opposite of what most people think it really is. And I'm going to talk about that and more. Absolutely come and join us. Robin, you know what I'm talking about. Welcome, 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 Robin. And everybody else, absolutely come join the conversation. This is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire, and we're going to be talking about what it means to drive for a comfortable life, what that looks like versus a great life. And so, and what the difference is. Hey, Kristen, how are you? And so that we can really get clear. See, here's what I'm talking about. You see, I do it different. I'm a maverick, and for all my peeps out there, you're mavericks too, and you understand that we do things very different. I'm going to be talking about, hi, Pam, how are you? Counterintuitive approach to life. Most people think, I want to get comfortable, which means I want things to be relaxed. I want things to be the same. I don't want anything to be exaggeration. Hey, Laura, don't want anything to be a extreme out there of something that's different. I want things to be the same day in and day out. No drama in my life. Nothing to stretch myself or to stretch me to the point of overwhelm and stress. The challenge is that when you live that life, there's no innovation, no achievement, and no excitement. You see, you could, and here's a comfortable life. Go and sit and watch TV all night. Very comfortable. You're in your couch. You're relaxed. You're not doing anything, and you're watching TV, and you're watching the adventures of other people. You're cheering on people in sports or on TV and movie stars or actors and actresses, and you're cheering their success on rather than creating success for yourself. You're actually cheering on their life and being thrilled by their adventures. It's one of the reasons why reality TV became so popular in the last 10, 20 years, is because absolutely people love to have that adventure in their life and that excitement, only they never dared to take the risk of really experiencing it fully and having it in theirs. And so they go ahead and they watch other people having fun, other people having adventure, other people having abundance in their world, joy and happiness and craziness at times, only at least they're having all those experiences and you're not. You're just sitting on the couch. Hey, Cliff, welcome aboard to the conversation. And for all of you, absolutely comment below, comment on this, whether you're watching this live or watching this on a repeat. Comment about your experiences with living life in a comfort zone, which is what we're talking about, versus living life outside on the edge and living life where you experience things fully, where you're actually, yes, I know, risking the unknown, risking stretching yourself beyond your comfort zone to create a great life versus a life that is just average, just kind of. You see, all too often, we want that comfortable life, and that comfortable life means sitting at home, never venturing out, never traveling, just accumulating stuff maybe around you because that may feel good. However, you're spending more money on stuff. You're not spending your money on experiences. I encourage you, hey Kim, I encourage you to spend money on experiences in your life, adventures and joy and happiness. Do new things, meet new people, stretch yourself and achieve new things. Stretch yourself in maybe starting a new business. Stretch yourself in reaching out to new people. Stretch yourself in having new experiences. That's where real joy and happiness happens. That's where real amazement happens. You see, people want the comfortable life. And unfortunately, when you're comfortable, it's almost the equivalent to complacency. Complacency is the opposite of innovation. It's the opposite of actually achievement. Complacency, we get into that comfort zone, and day in and day out, we continue to do what we did before. Every day is the same, and it never challenges us to think differently. And when we think differently is when innovation happens. When we think differently is when we get excited about life, when we get thrilled about what's to come. Absolutely continue to comment, ask questions. What are your thoughts about this? Have you stepped out on the edge recently? Have you gotten outside of your comfort zone recently? Tell me how. What's the latest thing that you did to stretch yourself outside of your comfort zone? Because I got to tell you, and I learned long ago, everything I want is in a place I've never been. It's beyond the comfort zone. It's beyond what I've done day in and day out over the last year, 2 years, 3 years. It's something different. What have you been doing differently? See, sitting around and watching TV doesn't do it. You've got to get out. You've got to get out and experience something different. You know, so many people, and I kind of laugh at the expression TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, because I live for Saturday and Sunday, because Monday through Friday is this day in and day out grind that I can never get away from. And so the only thing I have to live for is the time when I can be doing what I want to do for myself. And then I get to Saturday and Sunday, and then what do most people do is they do some chores around the house and they sit on the couch and again cheer other people's lives on, live through vicariously through other people rather than living for themselves. The power is in stretching yourself and getting outside of your own comfort zone, experiencing new things to have a new life. See, when you want great life, usually means you want to change. You want to change in what's going on in your world. You want to change in what's been going on in your life. You want that change, and yet you do the same thing over and over and over again. You wake up, same time every day. You go to work, get dressed, go to work, spend this doing the same thing every day, come home, just collapse on the couch, maybe have a little bit of dinner, go to bed, and repeat the whole cycle all over again. What I want you to know is when you dream, when you visualize to create a new life, to create a new existence, you've got to do something different with your day. You've got to dare to change the routine, to stretch yourself, to push yourself beyond the norm of, oh, I'm too tired. Spend that extra moment, spend that extra hour doing something different. Just do that every day. What are you committed to do different? Hey Ken, how are you? Welcome aboard. What are you committed to do different in your life that you haven't been doing up to this point? You want something magical in your life, you've got to do something magical to bring it in. You want massive change in your life, you got to take massive action. And not just doing the same thing over and over again. You've got to do different things to create different results in your life. I challenge you, what are you going to do different today? What are you going to do different tomorrow, next week, next month, next year to create a different existence for yourself and a different life? You see, a comfortable life is a curse because you're not creating new in your life, and that new will create new synapses, new ideas, new innovation, which will create new results, which is what most people tell me they want, and yet they haven't gotten out of their comfort zone to create it yet. What will cause you to finally get up, get out, and do what you know will create a new life for yourself? Martha, welcome aboard. Again, comment below, ask questions right here in the thread, and comment and let me know what you're doing differently, what you're going to do differently to create a different life, to create a different result. I know when the pain of staying still gets so hard, so bad, so painful, that you build a bonfire beneath your butt. Build that bonfire so great that you finally move out beyond your comfort zone and move forward. When the pain of staying still is greater than the pain of change, you'll actually create that change. When you're comfortable, when there is no bonfire beneath your butt, when it's nice and cushy and you're relaxed and everything seems to be okay, you will stay in okay mode for the rest of your life. To me, that's a devastation. To me, that's the worst thing in the world to happen to a human being. They get into complacent mode, comfortableness, comfort mode in their life, and nothing changes for the rest of their life. Believe in yourself enough to know you can handle the pain and turn that thermostat up, build that bonfire, and move into something new, something different. You want something different in your life. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do now to create that pain so you actually move, you actually shift to something different? I know this is counterintuitive. I've got to create pain in my life to create the real abundance in my life and the greatness that can happen. I've got to create pain in my life now, discomfort, uncomfortableness with what I have, to create real joy, real happiness, and real abundance in my life. It turns our brain upside down when we start thinking about that. People are like, no, isn't the point to create happiness wherever we are? Yes, and until you get really uncomfortable with where you are, you'll never change. And yet again, so many of you want to change. You want a new life. I know, I go back. My journey, this life, started about 15 years ago. About 15 years ago for me, a little over 15 years ago now, I had my last set of twins. I have 3 sets of twins, 6 children, and I had my last set. They're now 16 years old, and well, I really started thinking, oh my gosh, this life is not going to be able to be held on to when I've got to support and be there for a family of 8 versus a family of 4, let's say. I needed more abundance in my world. I needed more coming to my doorstep. How is that going to happen? Thanks. How is that going to happen in my world? Well, it meant I had to do things very different than I had been. I had to get up out of my comfort zone. Man, the bonfire was built for me. I have 6 children. For some of you, you have to create that bonfire to create that change in you, to step out of your comfort zone and do something different to create different results. You can do that mentally. You can do that for yourself. You can really decide how unhappy or dissatisfied you are and how much greater something else looks than what you already have. And so you then pursue it. You drive for it. really build that pain up inside of you to move. That's where the magic happens. So many people ask me, well, how do you build that motivation in your life? How do you finally get up and get going? This is what we're talking about. Years ago, I wanted to get in shape, and I had a real reason, and it's a longer story. For now, let me just tell you, I wanted to get in shape, and I wanted to get moving forward, and I decided I'm going to run a marathon. And in running that marathon, I had to move from being a couch potato to actually, well, being able to run at least a couple miles at a time. And so I wanted to make sure that I ran the marathon, which would force me to get in shape. So I started piling on accountability into my life. I started piling on, all right, what would it take me to run that marathon? I started telling everybody about it. Thus, the pain of staying still, of not running it, was that, well, people would start pointing fingers at me. Well, he's the guy that said he was going to run. Why isn't he running? Look at him. He was the guy that said he was going to run a half marathon. Look, he's overweight and lazy and sitting on his couch. Well, what happened to that? And it would pain me to hear that about myself, and where they would be able to attack my integrity. So I told everyone I was going to run this half marathon, knowing that it would move me to actually take action so that people weren't talking about me in that way. I then placed money on the table. I entered the marathon months in advance. I bought my plane ticket to fly into the area where the half marathon was happening. I also decided to go one step further, and I began to make monetary bets, very large, huge monetary bets with individuals that would hold me accountable. If I didn't run the marathon, I would have to write some really big checks. Now, for me, I might have written them. Remember, I'm the Maverick millionaire. There is abundance in my life. I might have written the checks. However, I've got a spouse and kids that wouldn't understand when I started saying, yeah, we just spent a whole bunch of money over there because daddy didn't do what he said he was going to do because your loving husband decided to be lazy. I'm not sure that would settle too well with them, and especially if you know my strong Italian Sicilian wife, that may not have gone over so well. So I layered accountability upon accountability to make sure that I did what I wanted to do. So I built the motivation and built the pain of staying still to be greater than the pain of change, than the running, than the exercise, than getting in shape and eating right. All those things were pain points for me at the time. And I built the pain of staying still, of not doing them, to be greater. You can do these same techniques as well. Decide what you want. Decide you want a different life, and then move forward in creating that abundance by creating pain of staying still. To be so great, you've got to move. You've got to create something different. Angela, welcome. Suddenly you like everything. Are you starting over from scratch? Very scary. No, I'm not starting over from scratch. One learns a lot if you pay attention. Roll with the punches, learn to adapt, and quickly be grateful for what you have, and don't dwell on what you do have once. And I'm reading this. I'm going through this now. Every day is a test, a puzzle. Only you can choose the best route. Life is a journey. Our trials are others' blessings. If they help us, our ups, our blessings help others, even if it's just a smile to make one's day great. Absolutely. And this isn't about being grateful for what you have. You can create gratefulness. And I am grateful for my abundance, my life, my wife, my children, just the greatness that we have around us. And I smile every single day. What I will say is that there's still a twinge, and I make sure that there's an uncomfortableness. I make sure that there's a dissatisfaction that keeps me moving forward. To create yourself to be the greatest person you can be means you're constantly in pursuit of that happiness, constantly in pursuit of that greatness, constantly in pursuit of that world that you dream of. And it's in the pursuit of happiness that greatness occurs. It's in the pursuit of abundance that greatness occurs. It's in that pursuit that is where innovation and every known shift in mankind has come from, that dissatisfaction in the world. Get complacent, get comfortable. You will absolutely never live up to your comfort zone. I mean, live up to your fullest potential. Never quite stretch yourself to where you could be and where you were meant to be, where you were born, the person that you were born to be. See, that's the key. I know I was born with a huge purpose. I know I was born with a huge just greatness inside of me. And it isn't until I began to stretch outside of my comfort zone and stretch for the stars that I began to even scratch the surface of my fullest potential. That's what we're talking about. It's not about being ungrateful for what we have. Be grateful and joyous in the moment of who you are and what you have available to you in this world. And get dissatisfied so that you can stretch yourself one step further to create so much more and to be so much more. You want to know the test of the true character of who you are? You want to really understand the depth of what you're able to do? Challenge yourself. Stretch yourself. Build that great bonfire beneath your butt and watch what happens. Hey, Jennifer, welcome aboard. What I'm talking about is how to create a comfortable life, or the creation of a comfortable life is a curse. The creation of a comfortable life is what will get you into the mode of a plateau, of never quite reaching the next level of evolution for yourself as a person, for your community, your society, your family, the universe at large will be hurt because you weren't able to live up to your fullest potential. Give the universe everything you have and watch it come back in fold. What you put out there, you get back. Play full out. Stretch yourself. New experiences. Meet new people. Have new thoughts, dreams, and visions. Stop wasting your time watching TV. Stop wasting your time cheering other successes on, and cheer your own on and watch what happens. Absolutely stretch yourself for new experiences in your world. Get out of your comfort zone and create greatness. Continue to comment, continue to have this thread of communication. Let me know what you're doing differently to create a different result for yourself moving forward, how you're building that accountability and that bonfire beneath you so that you continue to get motivated and move forward. Continue to stretch yourself to the next level of evolution for yourself. This is Paul Finck. This is Maverick Mondays. We are here live, Facebook Live. You listening to this, you're watching this either live or in recording. Go ahead and comment below. Would love to engage you in more and more conversation around this. Thank you so much. Continue to return. We've got more and more concepts, ideas, thoughts, and processes on how you can be thinking differently and doing things differently in an unconventional fashion, counterintuitive approach to life to create so much more than you ever imagined. This is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire. Till next time, everyone.